Hey guys, Sinister Skater here, and today I have some brand new information on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare from today's Microsoft press conference at E3. Now, all of this is brand new information because at the press conference, they did a gameplay demo of the game, and they actually uploaded the whole gameplay to the official Call of Duty channel. So if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, I'm not going to be having the actual gameplay trailer in this video, but I will have screenshots. But if you want to watch the whole thing and haven't seen it, I'll put the link at the top of the description so you can go check it out and get exactly what I'm talking about. Now, as for the other games in E3, before we get started with this, I will be covering them. I have been posting a lot of Call of Duty lately and kind of not any other games, so Call of Duty is kind of the big thing, so I thought I'd do a separate video for that, and then all the other games in a video probably up tomorrow because the press conferences will be wrapping up, and there are a lot of cool games and awesome things they've announced that I'm actually really interested in that are different than in Call of Duty, so we'll be covering those probably tomorrow. But for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, first, let me start off by saying this is campaign footage, not multiplayer. Multiplayer, especially in Ghost, it's a lot different. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot different with all the new features they're adding. So don't be saying, oh, they copied Titanfall, blah, blah, blah. Titanfall is multiplayer only. They didn't have campaign. And, you know, it's different. Just don't be hating on the game already and all that if you guys are trolling. But if you're not, hyped up for Call of Duty every year, you like Call of Duty like me, it's futuristic and it looks awesome. So, from this gameplay trailer, the graphics are crisp and they look great and it sounds awesome. It has been confirmed that the whole game is built off this brand new engine, or most of it is built off a brand new engine. It will look different and play different than previous Call of Duties, but I went ahead and went back to the Ghost gameplay from last year and compared the two. This looked so much better, and like I said, the sound is awesome. This is probably the best sound in Call of Duty of all time. I don't know how much you care about sound, but I was just listening to it on my computer with my speakers, and it just sounded full and rich. It was kind of like you were in an actual movie. It just sounded awesome. Now, you're starting off this mission, you're playing against this guy named Mitchell, you're in a drop pod dropping from the sky, and one interesting thing is that there were monitors around where windows actually would have been, and they're actually doing this in today's technology. Instead of having glass, they're putting cameras on like the outside of the structure, so it gets like a live stream feed and you can see all around, but there's not glass that can break, and they can go ahead and like make the whole structure with reinforced metal and make it more secure instead of having a bunch of glass that is breakable. And that's just one of the many advanced things in this whole trailer. One thing you might have noticed in the trailer if you watched it is that it kind of seems like you were playing on hardcore mode, because it really wasn't like a HUD, but the HUD actually has been redesigned because as an advanced soldier and with your mech suits and all of this, you have a visor on, and it's kind of like a Google Glass. Instead of having like your amount of grenades or ammunition on the lower right hand corner in a HUD, the visor actually projects it onto your weapon, and everything's kind of like motion tracked onto your weapon. So you'll have like your grenades on the side of the weapon, your ammo and the clip on the back of it, and the ammo count below, and everything you need to know was kind of like projected on the weapon. At first I thought it was just like a monitor on the weapon and the ammo count was projected on the screen, but if you looked at it, actually everything kind of slightly moved. So then I realized that everything's just being motion tracked around the weapon, which was pretty cool, something advanced as well. Now, as for machines that were in the gameplay that popped out to me, there were these huge rolling tanks that were huge, and actually one thing that was really cool about these tanks is that they transformed into like these giant tarantula crawling tanks, and they crawled over this crack in the highway and then transformed back into a rolling tank that you could see later on in the gameplay. Again, something advanced for this advanced warfare game, and the tanks aren't just limited to rolling terrain and everything. If there's a bunch of cars or something, now they can transform into the tarantula spider tank thing, something from like Star Wars, and they can crawl over everything and then switch back into their tank mode and then take off and go maybe go 120 miles an hour now, since it's advanced warfare. As for new gameplay mechanics, you had like boost jumps, kind of like in Titanfall. You could double jump, and since you have like your exoskeleton on, you jump once and then get a nice little rocket boost at the end. And you can also break giant falls with this boost. The squad of soldiers actually jump down from like 20 stories, and then before they hit the ground, they kind of just use their jetpack and spurs so they wouldn't fall to their death and, kind of just ease their fall down. So that was kind of cool. And as for the weapons, which were pretty astounding to say in this gameplay, they had some new grenades. Now, you had your tactical grenades and your lethal grenades, as you've had throughout all of Call of Duty, but these grenades are different. You have a bunch of different types of grenades all into one, which I guess you can call a smart grenade, we'll call it for now. You have your smart lethal grenade and your smart tactical grenade. They're the same shape and size, but they do have different designs on them. As for the smart lethal grenade, you have a frag grenade, which is your typical frag grenade, a contact grenade, which I'm going to assume when you throw it and it hits ground, it blows up, and then your smart grenade, which kind of a smart lethal smart grenade. But you can cycle through those three options by pressing X or whatever you're on. You press a button and it cycles through the grenade. So you have like 3 different grenades all in one. And the smart grenade was something new to tossable grenades in this game, something advanced. So this is like a portable short-range hunter-killer drone from Black Ops 2. You throw this thing in the air, it kind of scans the area, and then flies over to an enemy and blows them up. Something nice and advanced for this game. Now, as for the tactical side of the grenade, there were 3 options that were shown, but I'm gonna guess that there were more options. The 3 options that were shown were the flash, the EMP, and the threat. But I'm gonna guess there's a couple more. I'm gonna guess they're gonna have like a concussion grenade in there somewhere at least. So I'm gonna assume there are a few options that they didn't show us. But the threat grenade, again, is something new. This scans you throw it in the air, it blows up, and it scans the area in like a red MW3 trailer particle. And then after the scan, enemies are highlighted in that red particle, and you can go ahead and see them all, shoot them all up easily, and continue on. Now, guns. There were 3 guns shown in this trailer. There was one normal, kind of like typical Call of Duty gun. It was a little more futuristic though, and it used standard ammunition. Now, they had this shotgun, I'm going to assume what it was. It didn't use standard ammunition. It shot like giant air sonic boom blast, and it totally reminded me of the thunder gun from Black Ops Zombies. Basically, it was that, but in a smaller shotgun, futuristic looking thing. They also showed this laser weapon where it just shot out a pure energy-based red laser beam and sliced up enemies that way. And finally, for new weapons, they had this drone that the guy linked up to, and it was like a smart riot shield. It moved, it stayed in front of you and kind of hovered there, and moved wherever you moved. So if you went to the left or went to the right, it stayed perfectly in front of you. And then when you aim down sights, the front of the shield pops down and you can shoot enemies up. And as soon as you go back to normal and let go of that aim down sight button, the shield pops back up and stays in front of you. And then you can unlink and link whenever you want to. And I thought that was really cool. And then that's about it, you know, just going throughout the trailer. They're going through their mission, doing stuff. They gotta put an explosive on some gun or something. Guy gets left behind, it blows up. And then at the end, this guy loses his arm too. And it's just laying there as he's being dragged away by the captain, which was pretty interesting. And at the end, they had the pre-order bonus. If you pre-order Advanced Warfare right now, you get the Advanced Arsenal Pack, which they said comes with a custom exoskeleton and EM1 quantum weapon, which I'm going to assume is for the multiplayer version of the game. No information as to what exactly it is or what it looks like, but that's what you get. And that's it for this video. So that's all that I could take out of the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare E3 gameplay trailer. Make sure you go check it out, and I will see you guys tomorrow for some more E3 coverage. Got a bunch of awesome gaming news coming up. And yeah, see you guys on the next video. Peace out.